There we go. Okay, I figure I gotta start somewhere, so here I am, putting myself out there to hack some boxes. I know that Hack the Box has terms of service that you can do retired machines, so my husband is playing Call of Duty? Call of Duty next to me, so expect some snarky background sounds. Alright, so I figured I need to get back into I need to get back into a better habit of practicing hacking, and I'm in an incident response role, so that's great to flex my blue team skills, but I need to get in a routine of flexing my red team muscles. So if you want to join me, that's fine. If not, I'm listening to some good royalty-free metal music. I figured it was appropriate for the evening time. So I've gone to the retired machines on Hack the Box. I figured I would just look and see. I know that I do have a free account, but I know that I also have a pro account somewhere, so I'll have to pull that up some other time. But I've just got to start trying to stream, and so we're just gonna start here. Hopefully this works. Hopefully you can see it. Whatever. We'll just adjust as needed. I think I will do broker since it's the first one. I spent nearly 8 hours yesterday doing 3 of the OffSec Proving Grounds practice labs. So I'm curious to figure out how different OffSec labs versus Hack the Box labs are in terms of like being, I don't know, more, I guess, easier. I don't know. Let's just see how OffSec labs compare to Hack the Boxes. And I can't necessarily put OffSec stuff out there because it's part of their terms of service, but I know that I spent the better portion of 8 hours doing 3 OffSec boxes, and they were 3 practice labs. So I'll try this one and we'll just see how far we can get. Looks like you need to get a user and a root flag, and bear in mind I'm not like super familiar with I've done Hack the Box Academy, but I'm not super familiar with their like their lab platform, just because the ranges that I've tested on have not necessarily been Hack the Box. So I've done a couple of their boxes, but we'll just see how this goes. I don't know. I mean, we're here, we're just hanging out, hacking stuff, Friday night, whatever. It doesn't have to be that serious. It's not always just it doesn't always have to be so like cybersecurity serious. So I'm just gonna pull up a new terminal. Let's connect. Oh goodness. Let's connect to this box. Hopefully y'all like the music. If you don't, sorry. Get better taste in music, because This is bumping. All right, join machine. So I think I just get the IP address, so that's cool. So I'm connected to the VPN. I connected to Hackbox's VPN earlier, so let's just check it out. First let me see if I have a tunnel going. Yeah, so I'm connected because I see through my if config that I've got a Hack the Box IP. Also, you notice there's like a pink box down here beneath me. It's if you join through YouTube Live. I think I am streaming, I hope, on YouTube, so you should be able to join the chat there if you ever wanted to drop a line or just some insight. So I'm just gonna go and check to see what stuff we've got going on here. I want to do a fast scan. I'm gonna do a version scan though, which is TAC SV. I got some emojis going on there. Let's do TAC SV. I'm gonna put ping suppression down because I don't necessarily want to get popped with a box that has a firewall on it. So ping the TAC PN just disables that ping scan, which sometimes boxes or systems will go through and they'll firewall block certain like ICMP packets. So that just I typically like to pick that because that helps when you don't know what system you're working on. It might be blocking ping, but I don't want to fight it. So, and then I want to do a version scan. I bumped the microphone. I'm going to do a version scan, which is the TAC SV. So let's see what we've got going on here. Hopefully you like my blue and my pink cybery colors. Super fun. I don't know. I figured that I would just like give this streaming thing a go, and if you want to join, great. If you don't, that's fine. Hopefully it records so people can see this. It's also good to see people walk through the the mentality of doing like a penetration test or doing like an offensive security engagement, because you can see like where people's minds go, and it helps you develop your methodology more. So I like have my iPad here, my camera is here, and my screen is here. So I keep looking at my iPad to see if anybody's like popping in the chat. I should be looking at the camera because I should be looking at you, but I'm not like a professional content creator or anything, so I haven't quite gotten there yet. So we're trying something new tonight. This is 2024. It's the year of doing something new. I've got my microphone like right here next to me, so it's a whole weird setup as long as I can see my screen, and obviously this is like the slowest screen ever. The scan is like incredibly... I didn't do a fast scan, which was the T5, but sometimes I feel like the scan is just better because I could do a fast scan, but then I'm going to have to go back and do a version scan anyway, typically, in my mind. I mean, there's like 100 ways to do the same thing. So if you like have a way that you like doing stuff, then like by all means just do it that way. I recently got reprimanded by someone in the security industry that was upset with me because I did an engagement in a way that worked for me, and it worked, and it came up with the appropriate results, but it wasn't the way that they would have done it. And so I got like a firm lecture about like why I shouldn't have done, like I shouldn't have performed the engagement the way that I did. And at first it kind of bothered me because I felt like I had like not done it the right way, but I don't know. Then kind of after a while, I just was like, who cares? Like, I still got the same results that you would have gotten, but just not in the way that you would have gotten them. So I was just like, why are you upset with me because I did something different? And call it innovative if you want to, like, whatever. They were just upset that I didn't do it the way that they would have done it. And at first I was upset, and then I was I accepted it, because with IT and cybersecurity, like, there are so many different ways to do stuff. So it just blows my mind that there are still people out there that are so stuck in their ways that, like, you have to do it this way. No, there are sometimes more innovative ways to do things. So I don't know, like, do it the way that works for you, and if it's not the way that someone else did it, like, oh well, whatever. Like, you figured it out, like, the way that you, like, were able to do it. So I don't know, it was enlightening. So I'm just gonna try to do a fast scan here, because that seems to be taking forever. So let me just see if okay, so that was a lot quicker. And that's fine. Sometimes the first thing that you do doesn't necessarily always work out. So it's fine. It's fine to admit that you, like, need to do it a different way. So I see we've got an SSH port, got an HTTP port, which is awesome. Port 80. I know that I can go dive into what's on port 80. So these two things are important to me. These might be interesting to look into later, but I'm not really too concerned with them right now. If I don't find anything on this other stuff, sure. So this is our, that 243. So I'm gonna go look at the HTTP port, because to me it's always easier to glean stuff that's on like a web server first before you try to, like, dig into, because SSH it's a secure shell, so it's not as intuitive unless you can get some information from somewhere else. So I'm just gonna go look and see what stuff is on port 80.
I'm outside the bridge under the water.
Slowly but surely. Hopefully it comes up. It should be HTTP. And you have to be patient with things, because things they're not always as fast as you want them to be. I feel like crazy sitting here thinking, like, this should be much quicker than it is being, but it is not being quick, so we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. And you know what? At the end of the day, if I get on here and I stream a little bit and I can't even figure out port 80, whatever. It's Friday night. Like, I'm just having fun. We're here just to learn and to, if you can find things that I can't quite figure out, like, if you can learn from my mistakes, that was the way that I wanted to put that. That was such a weird way to say that. Then learn from my mistakes, and it's the collective knowledge. So I just put port 80 on here. It's asking me to sign in, so that's interesting. We've got a 401 error powered by this. Okay, I'm gonna double check to make sure. I shouldn't have to put in port 80, but it's telling me to put in port 80, so I don't know. I'm gonna try admin, because that's like, oh, well, of course. Yeah. Anytime I come into a portal, I'm gonna try to use admin, or administrator, or something of that effect, if you know what your like the software that you're trying to get into. You can usually Google like Cisco blah blah blah, and you can figure out, you know, maybe what the default credentials are. So I don't want to save this. It's admin. Okay, so I've got onto this page. I've got the first thing I see is I've got an HTML page. I've got ActiveMQ. It's an Apache. It's Apache server. Oh, how ironic! The Hack the Box like name is a broker, and lo and behold, there's something called broker on here. So I typically look at especially when I'm doing these practice boxes, I will try to look at the links. So, and see down here where they direct to. This is not going to be the case in like a corporate environment. If you're doing an actual pen test in like, you know, a corporate environment, your links aren't going to matter. But if you are working on Hack the Box, OffSec, something of that nature, typically your links down below in that bottom left-hand corner are going to be something of the, like, I'm logging into 10, 10, 11, 243. That link at the bottom is going to be 10, 10, 11, 243 / whatever. So that's helpful. Let's see if there are any other links. So that link, that documentation link, goes to ActiveMQ Apache. This one goes to the FAQ. These are not that interesting because of the fact that they're like actual legitimate web pages. If you're on like cyber range boxes, you're going to want to look for the other links that have your IP address, because typically those are probably going to be links that whoever created the cyber range is going to want you to look at. You can look anywhere else on this screen and see that there are other links that are related to something else. Just go navigate to the links that have, you know, IP addresses associated with them. IP addresses that are the IP that you're currently targeting. So I'm going to do this one since it's the first. It's an admin page. Okay. So we've got the active MQ console of localhost, and we've got this ID broker, whatever. We've got some information here. I can find more information about ActiveMQ on this site. Not really concerned about that site. It doesn't have an IP address, but these might be of interest because they've got some IP addresses associated with them. So maybe they were pages that a cyber range developer created. So that's interesting. Okay. Then there's a ton of stuff. Looks like we've got, when we're scrolling over these, we've got some J session ID, maybe some cookies in there. So those might be interesting later to check out. And maybe just have this. Also, as we're perusing this site, it's important to kind of like take a mental note of all of this stuff, because when you're researching, like, what are the vulnerabilities? Okay, if a J session vulnerability, and I've still got my cursor hovered over this, like, send, or, you know, like all of these, they all have this J session ID associated with this, and this is located at the bottom left-hand corner of my screen. So that's where you can see this information. It's at the very bottom. Just look there. If you see something that's got a vulnerability that's like, oh, J session ID equals blah, 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 then you can maybe craft an MSF Venom payload for something like that that's for that vulnerability. So just keep in mind whatever you're seeing. We're just like scouring. I'm not too concerned about support, or log out could be a good word. Are we logged in right now? For some reason. Oh yeah, we are, because we were admin. So Yeah. So let's just go ahead and click like one of these top functions and see if it brings us anywhere. And while that's loading, oh, I just wait for that to load. Maybe it won't load. Maybe it's kind of a false positive sort of thing, which is fine. But that's what we're doing. We're doing reconnaissance on this HTTP server, figuring out, yeah, got a Snickers. Figuring out what's on this web page as it is so slow to load, which is fine because that might just mean it's a false positive. And I bonked the microphone again. I'm gonna have to get used to it being this close to my face. Okay.
Yeah, multiplayer.
Let's see if there's anything else that we can pull that's not being kind of bonkers right now. And it could be my internet connection, so that's fair. I don't want to jump the gun, but basically my thought process is if we have this information of the version number, we could probably do a little bit of research and see what the vulnerabilities are for Apache ActiveMQ. See if I can. Oh, we got some stuff there. Under graph.
And guess what? I still have the glass of rum next to me.
Let's see. I always try to enter something into form fields just to see what it comes back with. And that's fair. It didn't really do too much. So, okay. Let's check out some demos. Nope, that didn't work either. Okay. So I think that we've kind of scoured a lot of what's going on this box. So let's just take the version number. It's 5.15.15. We know it's Apache ActiveMQ. So I'm going to go do a little research. ActiveMQ. Oh, okay. We got a couple of CVEs here. Let me just check to see what's going on with that. So the biggest thing you want to look for is that there might be 100 different vulnerabilities for a certain product, but you want to look for the version that you're actually working with. So this is a lot of information that's just, it's too overwhelming for me. So I'm going to go look at something else. I want to find something that targets version 5.15.15 or lower.
That's all I gotta say. Well, Danny pulled a goose egg.
Honestly, unfortunately, some of this
Back in
like
old school.
cool stuff that we do for offensive security is literally just research, which is like the most boring part of offensive security. However, you got to do it, unfortunately. Like, there's no getting around it. I know that a lot of times, I guess this is probably a good reason if you stick around for this live stream, if anybody is watching. This just goes to show, like, we can cutscene offensive security and, like, hacking things all day long and make it seem like it's so quick. Like, I knew exactly what that vulnerability was, and I knew the exact payload to go put into it, but, like, it doesn't work like that. Those three offensive security, those three OffSec boxes that I worked on yesterday, like I was mentioning before, like, 2 of them took me like maybe an hour each. The third one, like 4 or 5 hours of just like trying things, and it was so frustrating. Like, it just like blew my freaking mind how like stupid it made me feel. Like, I could not figure out what this vulnerability was, and I could not figure out it was an SQL injection, and I could not figure out the like specific syntax to use. And you do this stuff like 100 million bajillion times, but like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, you could be the best pen tester in the world, but like, you're still gonna have to sit down and do research on stuff. Like, it's just blows, it's just mind blowing. So offensive security, while it's like this super cool hot thing, it's like also a real pain in the ass. So just anyway, I just went off a tangent. Let's figure out what the vulnerability is that we're working on here. So this is 515. I don't think this necessarily addresses what we're looking for. Okay, here's a CVE. Active MQ classes says use log4j, but the latest version uses log4j, which is not impacted. Okay, well, we want something that is impacted. Is this a log4? This isn't a log4j. Someone wrote a Medium article. Ooh, here we go. Yep, clickbait me. Vulnerabilities in 515. Okay. So you can argue with me all day long that you could just search exploit it, and that's true, but there's sometimes context behind things that, like, vulnerabilities that we want to know about. So sometimes I just like to actually like get on the web and just look for it. But yes, you can search exploit it. If we were going for the quickest way, like, that's probably what I would recommend. But at the same time, like, leave me alone. Like, I want to like absorb all of the information that I can. If I just am like trying to like beat stuff down the fastest I can, like, okay, I'll use search exploit and I'll use exploit DB, but like, let me learn, let me live, learn how to use Google. I'm not saying that because I'm biased, but I'm saying that because, like, just learn how to research vulnerabilities. And I feel like I'm about to sneeze. All right. So we've got a couple of active MQ. And we have a web shell, which is first, but I'm trying to remember if this way is less than, greater than. Do you remember? Less, greater than? Okay, so this should be less than, which is not helpful. So we don't want to do the web shell upload. Now I'm a little stumped because I'm the type of person that gets confused with my left and right. So active MQ less than 5.14 less than, so 5.15 would be more than, greater than. Yeah, my husband's making fun of me off screen, so whatever. Okay, so we've got directory traversal, but those are not quite what we're looking for as far as payloads go. That's fine. Maybe I'm missing something. This is the nature of offensive security, is that sometimes we tend to be a little bit, we tend to overthink things. Let me look through and see. Okay, vulnerable software for this one. This is a remote code execution. Am I crazy? Did I miss something? CVE 2023. I'm gonna go to exploit DB and just double check to make sure that I'm not missing something. Active MQ. This requires something less than that. Oh, golly, it's 10. Oh. See, okay, we weren't crazy. That's accurate.
Yeah. The secret is they don't matter.
Okay. Let's go back over here. They say this is easy, but sometimes you just overthink things.
Yeah. Not as much in the army. There's still the point of can you breathe?
Man, those other pages really do not want to load, so that's fine. Let's go back and regroup on what vulnerability we're looking for. Okay. Can I just reject all of your cookies? Come on now. I literally have to accept. Oh, there we go. I'm not accepting all your cookies.
Yeah, you played up. You haven't said. Okay, that's a denial of service. I don't think that we're particularly concerned about DOSing this server. Let's see if I missed something with our version scan, because it did not want to version scan with me. It didn't want to do it fast anyway. This is what I was talking about. Like, you need to tac PN it because some servers just do not want to. Some systems just don't like ICMP. Ooh, did you come back with something? Okay. No, I didn't miss anything. It's self-explanatory, so I think that we just are not finding what we want, and things are just slow. I like to do things fast and to finish, things up quickly, but it just seems like the answer is pretty simple. Everything is just really slow on this box, so it makes you second guess yourself because you're thinking, what did I miss? I must be doing this like outlandish exploit, and really, at the end of the day, it's not that big of an exploit. It's like it's manipulated, cross-site scripting or something. So I think that this is more simple than I'm making it out to be tonight, but that's okay, because it just goes to show that, like, people tend to do that. Like, it's fine.
It's time consuming because then you're basically extending yourself more than you need to. But I mean, it's human nature. If you're doing a red team engagement or a pen test, like, unfortunately, sometimes that is just part of it. What's Snick? Tell me. Don't tell me you haven't found any vulnerabilities, Snick. Hack the Box wouldn't have made something on it if there wasn't. So. Ooh, okay. A vulnerability classified as critical was found up to Cool. Okay. Noted. Cool. So this vulnerability is this CVE. Oh, don't make me log in. That's garbage. Let's just look at the CVE online because I can find it for free somewhere else. And I had to log in, like, need a break. Yeah. Users are recommended to upgrade grade 2. Alright, well, let's just see if we can find something that we can exploit. Deserialization of untrusted data. That is a whole mouthful. Ain't no way that this was found last year and this is on a Hack the Box box. Like, what? Unless Hack the Box is like super up to date, which they are. Love Hack the Box, but like I can't imagine that it would only test for a little bit. But I mean, I don't know, maybe because it's 2024. It's February 2024, so I don't know. They could be. Okay.
Any of y'all need to load out for a second time?
Maybe I'm overthinking it.
I don't really need it.
I don't know. It's a broker.
Not for it.
Gotta update the broker is what the CVE says, so.
There's a really good RAM 7 right here.
Okay, so let's just figure out how to exploit it. Security. Okay.
Broke one. One still push close to y'all. One's over by Danny.
Ooh, a Medium article. Let's dive in. Because you know what? The best people post the best hacking articles. And if I have to stare at this much longer, I think I might lose my friggin' mind.
I need to hit the ammo point.
The fix. The one. Ooh.
Dude, pushing him.
Gosh. Offensive security is literally just so much damn research.
Where's that ammo?
And you can tell me all you want. Like, oh, it's easy. It's okay. My brain doesn't work like yours. So everybody's brain works differently. And mine is clearly, I have had a hard time processing names recently. So if
I want to take forever on the easiest box on Hack the Box. Like,
Yep, I saw them. I was out.
whatever. Your
Evaluation box.
judgment is nothing compared to my feeling of inadequacy. So, I'll be fine. I'll figure it out eventually. But it might take me looking at the same damn thing like 6 times. And I'm like kind of going blind with how bright these, like I need to put some of this on dark mode. Because I'm struggling. Alright, we got, ooh, okay. So we got a Metasploit module. All versions before 5.15.16. Well.
Shut it from fucking 180.
I mean, this is probably not the only all-inclusive way to do this. Metasploit just makes things easy.
Yeah, 180 right now.
2023, it's the same friggin' CVE. Okay, so I think we're on the right path with the CVEs.
The Resurrections.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Daniel, for sending me a message on LinkedIn letting me know what's greater than and less than, because I just I can't tonight, but thank you for that. That gives me the biggest chuckle today. Oh gosh. It's embarrassing because my husband will, I'll be giving him directions in the car and I'm like, yeah, take it that way. And he's like, what the hell is a that way? And I'm like, oh, it's a, it's a left. And I'm like pointing to the right. Like he hates that. So, hey, at least I'm being candid with y'all. So, it's fine. At this point, I'm not even ashamed. Like, I just know that I suck at directions. I suck at, symbols. Symbols are not my thing. So, and you know what? If I decide that this is like not gonna be the box for me tonight, then I'm gonna go to bed and we'll wake up and we'll just like keep at it. That's the fun part about offensive security. So at least we're here talking. Even if I'm talking to myself, that's fine. And I think that probably talking and doing the streaming is making me more distracted. Because I think I could probably sit down and think through this a little bit easier if I wasn't feeling the need to fill the void with some sort of like conversation. I'm literally looking at a camera right now. So, I don't know. It just feels awkward. And so, okay. So, we found this. We know the CVE affects this. I've gotten hung up on this CVE. Okay. So, we want to figure out how to try to operationalize the exploit that is in this CVE because it clearly affects the version that we're looking at. This one in particular, this website is not going to give me it because it wants to hide me behind a sign-in. So, no. We're not going to do that because I'm not feeling like I want to do that. But GitHub always has the best information because it's got the exploits. And usually you want to try to do things without using Metasploit, so I just tend to not look at Metasploit modules at all because, I don't know, you can because it's ease of use, but when you're talking about like certifications and things like that,
It's not, they're not typically allowed. So we're gonna look at this GitHub. It's got a Python script with an exploit in it. Okay, this script needs Python 3. This needs network access, the URL to the poc.xml file. Okay, cool. I cannot remember off the top of my head. Let's just see. Let me just see if I can find it. That's gonna give me an error, which is fine. I didn't expect. What about index? Oh, maybe if I spelled index right, because, you know, spelling is important. Okay. So the URL to the POC file, which I might be able to find with an nmap script. So let's see if I cannot remember what the nmap script that is for traversing through URLs. URL file script. Nmap URL file script. We'll see if I can pull nmap scripting engine. Because I just want to pull all of the files, all the robot.txt's that are out there. Ooh, that could be a good one, because I just want to loads all scripts whose name starts with HTTP. Okay, let's see what scripts we have. Of course. Of course. I want to load it against something instead of just assuming that our script knows what it's doing, because that would be too easy. Gotta do TACPN. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe it's just me. About 3% done. Well, okay. Well, we're here.
You have to primary with it right off the back. Playful or whatever.
So while that's running, I'm gonna go here. And let's check to see, because I got a tipper that this might be vulnerable, which is totally fair. I hate this website that doesn't show me anything. Let's see what other vulnerabilities I have. And for some reason I cannot think straight tonight. I think it's partially because it's Friday night. It's been a long week. I have worked like really long hours this week, so that's fine. That is irrelevant. But I'm exhausted. And the fact that this is the first like stream that I've done, so I'm like hella nervous because I don't know, being on camera and being like vulnerable to the world looking at my horrendous methodology for offensive security. And I preach it like, oh, you should do this, this, and this. Okay, well, let's apply those skills. And clearly it looks like an absolute clusterfuck. because it does with everybody, but nobody talks about it. Everybody just like makes it seem like this glamorous thing. It's not. It's a clusterfuck. Everybody is doing the same thing that's like live. You know, if everybody was live streaming every single engagement that they had, they'd be like, oh, I have no idea what that is. We don't know every single thing that there is to know. Yep, and this comment, the best the best methodology is you beat it until it breaks, which is the damn truth. So, and then you start to get lost in like what you've actually researched. So it's like, oh, I was on this one CVE that was interesting about, you know, the stupid Apache server, and now it's like I'm on this other CVE because, you know, there's other stuff that's going on that like might be interesting and worthwhile to break into, and then your mind gets like, I don't know, just I guess putting it out there that like offensive security is fun. It's fun to break stuff, but like, God, is it just an absolute mess? And everybody that's doing it is an absolute mess. Is just like, let's just be honest. It's not glamorous. It's like
Y'all should definitely pull together
an absolute like, it's an absolute shit show. So, and for everybody, I don't think there's one person out there. I don't care if you created a tool on GitHub that's like part of like Native Kali. Everybody's like trying to figure it out just the best way that they can. So, okay. Whew. So let's look at this vulnerability. The reason why I'm looking at this is because I was doing this script scan. This sucks. This is not showing me anything. And then got a tipper that like the Jetty, this Jetty powered by Jetty might be vulnerable. So that might be interesting to look into. So that's why I started digging into this. What's the power of friendship? People will tip you off on things that you may or may not know about stuff. This is the first time I've ever done this box, by the way. So this is not something that I'm like coming into like, oh yeah, I did this one before. Like, I have not done a lot of hack the box boxes. So this says that for versions 9.4.39, so for versions less than or equal to 9.4.40, it's possible for requests to access protected resources. Great. So that's what we need. Like this CV, you're gonna copy that because sometimes you can't necessarily find stuff on it. And I'm gonna put this suit through Searchploit in a moment. But like, isn't it important to highlight the process too? Because if everybody thinks that it's so easy to like hack into stuff and you know, be like super cool hacker, whatever, like it's not. It's a grind. Like it is 100% like. It takes a lot of willpower and mental fortitude to be able to do this stuff. So this stuff sucks. It is so rewarding, but it also sucks. So bear in mind, if you are watching people hack and do cool stuff on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, like, I don't know. I've been at this for like, this says I've been at this for 54 minutes. This is an easy box. This is an easy hack the box. And yes, I've been like jibber jabbering on. Maybe it would have been faster if, you know, I wasn't like bullshitting the entire time, but like, it's not like glamorous. This is not like the easiest thing to do. And you know what? I might end this stream eventually, you know, like whenever I feel like I'm just like tired and want to just like take a mental break, I might end this stream and I might have not even cracked the box. But that's the thing, like people just, they assume it's like, oh, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna do this, and like, look, I got the certificate because I like did this try hack me lab, or did this hack the box lab, or finished this like pen 200 thing. And it's like, okay, but like how long did that actually take you? If you were to sit down and take a video of yourself and like cut scene everything, like how long was your entire video, or your entire like time that you spent dedicated to that, versus like how long are you putting out that you took to do it? So, you know. Okay. So anyway, shut up, Bailey. Like, just stop talking. Stop trying to mentor people and just stop. Okay. 39 version 2021-03-25. So this one's not it. Okay. I'm like having a hard time seeing what version I have versus my terminal. Yeah, get over here. Okay. Because I want to compare. So, powered by Jetty web server. Directory traversal. We've got 9.4.37. It's not it. Let's just try directory traversal. That might be of interest. Let's check it out. Let's go to crap.
Hey, Denny, finish yourself.
I know that you can do search split it. I think it's TAC P or path Jetty. No, it's TAC P for the number of the exploit that you're looking for, which is 36318. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you use the TAC P and search exploit to be able to find the direct path to the exploit that you're looking for. So let me just cat it out. You know, it'd be certainly nice to get on this this stream and be like, yeah, look at how fast I did this. Look at how swole my hacking muscles are. But like, that's just not reality. And I'll be the first to say it. I can tell you all day long that I hacked your Wi-Fi, but it's not like a super easy thing to do to do these things. So like, let's be honest, like some of these streams might just be me trying to figure out a different career path for my life, because clearly I'm not the all-star pen tester that you thought that I was, so I could crack these boxes in 5 minutes. But hey, nobody is, okay? So don't let them fool you, okay? Don't let them lie to you. Don't let people lie to you. Okay, so Jetty web server is prone to a directional traversal vulnerability. Got it. Exploiting this issue. Whoa. Okay, so this is what? Dang, that is a long. Typically in these search exploit or exploit DB files, they will have something that gives you a proof of concept. So this one in particular is saying that if you navigate to http whatever.com and the port, and then you utilize this like long list of whatever bonkers stuff This is the same dang thing that I got caught up on an offensive security box. So I hope that this one works versus Offset's box. This is what I was talking about at the very beginning, that I spent 5 or 6 hours trying to figure out, because these kinds of like injection techniques they're not hard. It's just if it doesn't work in the exact same way that the exploit tells you it's going to work, because maybe there's an extra directory that you have to put all of this stuff under, you know, then you like, whoa, too many S's. Then you get stuck and you start second guessing yourself. So, okay. But the way that it's supposed to work is trying to take this information, put it into your browser with the, you know, after, you know, it told you that you needed a port. You don't typically need a port for port 80 because it'll direct you to whatever port 80, you know, whatever. That's typically what you go to. But let's try to put this here. Let's see where this takes us. That did not give us anything. That's garbage. Let me double check to make sure that, because this might not be the exploit. That's fine. That's fine. But I wish it was. It's not always that easy. It's never that easy. It's actually, in fact, always difficult. Always. This is why people fail the OSCP, because they're like, what? Like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, I have tried everything, and I have not tried everything, let me tell you that. But my brain is fried because I'm sitting here talking, and I'm like, what the like, what am I supposed to be doing? This is an easy hack the box box. This is easy. This is easy. But it's not easy. Oh, my goodness. There we go. So, that one didn't work. That one exploit didn't work. That's fine. We could go through all of these exploits, but it wouldn't make sense because some of them are specifically targeted at specific versions. So, that's fine. Whatever. I don't want to DOS the service because I want to manipulate it. I might just take a step back and I don't know, it's 11 o'clock now and I'm just like, this dude. It's not even hard. It's not hard. It's just painful. It's painful. Yeah. Okay.
Completely unrelated team.
I'm gonna take a step back from it because I just need a break. It's been a long day. It's been a long week, so that's fine. I'll come back to it again. And I'll come back to it with you because, to be honest, like, that's, like, totally garbage to leave you hanging. Maybe I'll sit down and do some research on my own about how to get through ActiveMQ. The 2 offensive security modules that I did that took me, like, an hour, they were so easy because they were not, like, directory or SQL type injections. These ones have caught me up recently, and I think it's just because I'm really rusty on them. So I have done a directory traversal plenty of times before, but it's okay. It's like it's Friday. It's been a long day. I need another drink and to go to bed. So I'll get back on. And we'll just, well, of course, now it's like Hack the Box is like, okay, like you're done. We're going to disconnect you. So thanks. Not Hack the Box's fault. It's my internet's, it's AT&T's fault. Let's blame them. So anyway, I'm done for the evening. We'll to be continued. Maybe I'll get on tomorrow and finish this one up. So, but everything can't be computers. I've got to go eat some boiled peanuts and watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians for a while to brain dump everything that I know about cybersecurity for this week. So, to be continued. So, y'all have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow or, sometime in the distant future.